Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Ace Attorney Justice for All. Just let me check. Yep, we're all good. Last time out, we did the first part of the investigation and we're trying to defend Maximilian Galactica, who is really just a country bumpkin. And apparently I want to say we've got two witnesses we have to get away from, that is slightly loud in my headphones. Give me a moment. Drop that for you guys. Drop that for me as well. That's slightly better. For me, anyway. Just looking how loud it is in the stream. Well, we'll go along with it. Tell me if it's too loud, too soft. You get the picture. Good morning, Max. Max? Milk. What? If I don't have a glass of milk before I go on stage, I just can't function, sweetie. Stage? Don't worry, there won't be a stage. All you need to do is sit down. I guess. Nick? Max is really nervous. That's understandable. Hey, my sweeties. What? You don't think I should fly, do you? Huh? You know, you've got to make a good first impression. When I enter a room, maybe I should fly in and warm the crowd a little. No, no, nada, negatory, nuh-uh. We can't be having you flying around the courtroom. It just wouldn't be right. Yeah, but it would be a cool entrance, you know, like a WWE entrance, like, you know, glass shatters, this guy flies out, all the bells and whistles. Imagine if you hit someone. The courtroom is quite a small place, to be fair. Don't worry, Max. Just do what Nick says and everything will be okay. I would not do everything Nick says at this point. He's still sort of a rookie attorney. Oh, sweetie. What is it this time, Max? Why don't you try flying into the courtroom? Nope. I can see it now, the dashing young lawyer flying fabulously in from above. Well, at least he called me dashing. I'll have to take the praise. One glimpse of that and everyone in the room will be on your side. Max, really? No one needs to fly today. Nick? What's with that look in your eyes? Oh. That'll be me putting because I have it on my TV. Sorry about that. Have you heard like a bit of an echo? That'll be my fault. Because usually I have my second monitor is an old TV I have. And I don't really use it, but I used it yesterday for just watching a film. Watching Porco Rosso again, actually. Love. I just wanted to watch that film again. It's my favorite Studio Ghibli film, and because I had a little time, I thought I might as well. Also, apologies beforehand if I do get cases mixed up because I have been playing. Okay, never mind. I have been playing Dual Destinies on my DS, and I'm currently in the middle of a case on that one. So if I do get these cases mixed up, I do apologize. Your Honor, get on with it. Oh, sorry. I just realized the defendant's name is Billy Bob Johns. So? Well, isn't the defendant Maximilian Galactica? Yes, Your Honor. He does often go by that name. You know, my grandchild is a huge fan of his. I think everyone here wouldn't mind if we called the defendant Maximilian Galactica.
Sounds more friendly.
I wonder if that is to our advantage.
Miss Von Karma, your opening statement, if you please.
I hope you didn't bother thinking you would win this one, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Hmm? That spirit channeling trial was a sham. I refuse to acknowledge its legitimacy. It did not count. Do you hear me? She must be upset about what happened last time. Probably. You have no chance. Zero, zilch, nada. I'm not losing this case. Why, you ask? Because it is not in the nature of a Von Karma to lose at anything. I guess being born with the name Von Karma is a free pass to be arrogant and annoying. Apparently so. Watch and learn, Mr. Phoenix Wright. I'll show you the textbook procedure for proving how absolutely guilty you are. Me? Guilty? What are you talking about? It'll be my ultimate revenge. It's not like you'll bring her dad back. There. Opening statement complete. Now let's hurry and wrap up this waste of time.
Very well, you may call your first witness, Miss Von Karma.
Detective Gumshoe, get up here, now. Sorry to keep you from your work, as I'm sure you need every penny you can earn, Detective.
Don't mention it. It's no trouble at all. I've been looking forward to this.
Very well. I'd like you to begin by shedding light on the events in question.
At your service, sir. All right, Detective. You may proceed with your testimony.
Okay, and here goes.
The night of the crime, snow was falling until 9:40 p.m., making it extremely cold out. All of the circus performers were gathered in the big top to practice their routines. The practice session broke up around 10 p.m. The murder itself took place in front of the lodging house. Murder itself took place in the plaza in front of the lodging house at 10:15 p.m. The victim was found bent over a wooden box and dead as a doornail. The cause of death was blunt force trauma the blunt force trauma that snapped a neck in his vertebrae. Oh, snapped a vertebrae in his neck. Probably better if he snapped a neck in his vertebrae, that'd be a problem. I see. He was beaten to death. Yeah, here's the autopsy report for the victim. The court accepts it into evidence.
I'm so used to pressing the B button because the A button on my 3DS doesn't work. Has been sticking recently, and I'm thinking about changing it. And because of that, you can use the B button on the DS games. You can't for these, so I keep clicking B and then having to remind myself, no, you can press A in this game, Alex.
A blunt object. Well, Mr. Wright, you may begin your cross-examination.
Okay, Your Honor. Let's get cooking. Press everything. Now I need to... Still got the back end of a cold, so I just need to blow my nose for a second. Much better.
Yeah, the night of the crime, snow was falling until it was extremely cold out.
Let me ask you about the snow.
It was nearly a blizzard up to the time of the crime.
Did it pile up?
Yeah, it wasn't such a big deal. Maybe about an inch and a half off the ground. The snow froze in place and stayed on the ground until the next day. The snow. Let me see, there's gotta be more to this.
What's the matter, Nick?
Need to take a look at the court record. Mr. Gumshoe, what were the members of the circus doing on the night of the crime?
When you say all the circus performers, who do you mean?
Yeah, everyone but the dancers and staff were there. Regina the animal tamer, Mo the clown, Ben the ventriloquist. And of course the defendant, Maximilian Galactica, and his victim, the ringmaster. Oh, I almost forgot. Region the tiger was there as well. Out of curiosity, what about the circus monkey? I was investigating yesterday. He happened to snatch my wristwatch. Detective, you are welcome to file a police report after these proceedings.
After the practice was over, where did everyone head off to?
Yeah, Regina was playing with Region while Mo went back to his room tired from work. Ben the ventriloquist was at the front gate and was absorbed in his own world. The ringmaster and Max went off to the ringmaster's room to talk privately. Talk privately, huh? That's awfully suspicious. Wouldn't happen to know what they were talking about, would you?
Seems they were negotiating Max's salary. Actually, Max was asking for Regina's hand in marriage, but, you know, split hers. Maybe that was in his contract, who knows? There's been weirder clauses in contracts. I'd like you to be a bit more specific about the events of at 10:15 p.m.
Okay, not a problem, pal. Okay.
This is totally meaningless. Time to move on.
Alright, we'll just have to reuse that testimony later. Detective Gumshoe, would you mind telling us how the victim met his end?
Victim was found bent over a box. Wooden box?
Yeah, that's right, pal. The victim must have been carrying the wooden box when he was killed. Carrying the box, huh? It was rather strange wooden box, Your Honor. What do you mean? Well, it was much heavier than it looked. Not to mention it was locked. Locked, you say?
Victim was hunched over a 20-pound box. It boasts a small but strong lock. This may be my only chance. I might as well ask some questions. About the wooden box, probably not that interesting. About the contents might probably more important. You mind telling us what was inside that box?
Well, we found the box. It was locked tighter than Fort Knox. We took it back to the station and cracked it open. All that was inside was this little bottle. Bottle? What is that, detective?
Exactly what it looks like, Your Honor. A condiment bottle. What's inside the bottle?
Filled with pepper. Pepper? Why in the world would it be locked in that big box?
Only one little bottle in that huge box? Wonder if it has some sort of special meaning. Probably, Maya. Probably. According to the autopsy report, the murder weapon was a blunt object, correct?
You done your homework, pal.
And you haven't found this murder weapon, have you? Police are searching for it as we speak.
My theory is that something that the perpetrator ran off with. You would think so, especially since you didn't find it on the scene. No, I bet he made it disappear with magic. Well, I think I have a good feel for the details of the event now.
Guess that's all we're gonna get out of Gumshoe in this case. You mean all we're gonna get out of him is that little bottle of pepper? Now that we've wrapped up with the detective, I'd like to call my next witness.
I'm not even off the stand yet.
Obviously, but that's due to you being slow and unable to take a hint.
I don't know, but wrapped up has such a mean sound to it. I'm a sensitive guy. Thank you very much, Detective Gumshoe. You may step down. Ms. Von Karma, your next witness, please.
I'd like to call Mr. Benjamin Woodman to the stand. She must be talking about Ben the ventriloquist. I wonder if Trillo will show up on the stand as well. Most likely, since he's unable to speak without him. Please state your name and occupation for the record.
Oh, I can't remember what voice I give Trillo.
I think I gave him like the Joey Wheeler voice of, yeah, my name's Trillo. I'm employed as an operatic tenor. Or something that's loud and annoying.
Excuse me? The witness called to the stand was one Benjamin Woodman, ventriloquist.
Hey, that road must be cutting off your circulation. I said I was a singer. Maybe you don't believe me. Fine. I'll grace you with a song. Ahem. Me.
I ain't singing.
The world of law. The world of law, exciting and daring, guilt or innocence, decided by a judge dressed up like a woman. Alright, not really a song, but okay. Well, what do you think? It had a good rhythm.
It's just the lyrics. They leave something to be desired, so to speak. Oh, Trillo, you know better than to insult a judge.
Shut up, look at your nose. You would think you'd had the sense to fix it. It's so ugly I want to punch you in the face on the off chance swelling would help. You know what, your nose is the reason you'll never be an A-list star. Celebrities must really enjoy seeing everything that flashes into their minds.
What's going on here? Hold there. I demand to know who this witness is. Don't worry about me, sir. I'll let Trillo handle this.
You won't get anywhere trying to figure out this witness. Now, let's proceed. Great, Von Karma's taking control. Just for once, I'd like the defense attorney to have the reins for a change. Well, once practice was over, I left the tent with the stooge. Clown. Once we got to the lodging house, I, ditched him and went back to the plaza's entrance. That's when I saw Max heading towards the scene of the crime. He was the only one heading that way. How could that punk not be the killer? Then the police showed up and took the magic boy away. You saw Maximilian Galactica heading towards the scene? Are you sure of that? Without a doubt. He had on his silk hat, cloak, and dumb white roses on his chest. How can you mistake someone up with that crazy getup on his nose stuck up so high?
That's enough. I think we all get the picture. Just one thing, though. You said you ditched the clown.
Yeah, that's right, dress boy.
Well, since you went with him, couldn't that mean the clown committed the crime?
Yeah, that's got a point. What a shame. It was a nice theory, but the clown can't be the culprit.
Why is that?
Here's absolute proof.
A silk hat?
This was found at the crime scene. This was found at the scene of the crime. It belongs to the defendant. Huh. Without question, he was wearing his signature hat during practice. If the clown was the murderer, there'll be no reason for this hat to be at the crime scene.
Hmm. Well done, Miss Von Karma. Your prosecutorial skills are unrivaled. Well done.
Thank you for stating the obvious. Mr. Phoenix Wright, what have you to say? Okay. I guess she's the boss again now. Already made that comment. Okay, now we can start pressing. The clown. You were talking about Mo? Of course I'm talking about that old fart. He's so pathetic I can't stand him. Just a little bit of exercise and his makeup's running all over the place. Once practice was over, he was 9/10 of the way to keeling over for good. Or kneeling over for good. I guess I don't know. How do you spell keeling over? Didn't know it was with an N. Yeah, well, we didn't have any choice, so Ben took him back to his room. When it comes to being a first place loser, that guy's ahead of the pack.
And what happened?
Why the plaza's entrance? To do some thinking, of course. It's awfully cold out that night, especially with all the snow around. I'm thinking your nice warm lodging house would have been a better idea. Mr. Phoenix Wright, I think you should leave the thinking to the witness.
But I'm a good funker. At least my teachers always said I was. On to the third statement. Remember, press everything.
Are you sure it was really Max Galactica? Of course I'm sure. How could you mistake someone wearing a snobby three-piece getup?
Snobby three-piece getup.
Get the wax out your ears, lawyers,
Nowadays. Should have paused before I said that.
Lawyers nowadays, you're like talking to a brick wall. Max's three-piece getup. Jeez. Could you be any more dense? All together now. Silk hat, cloak, white roses. Thank you. Nick, I think you should put a little more effort into preparing your questions.
Listen, Maya, when you pass the bar, you can ask your own questions, but up till then, middle finger.
You only saw Max. You saw Max and only Max, right, Trillo? Hey, that's right. That makes him the killer. There's only one person heading that way that night.
That makes quite a bit of sense and makes Max one suspicious character.
There's more to this story than meets the eye. Is something amiss in this? Yeah, I'm gonna say there's no proof there was Max. Wait a second. There's no proof that the witness saw Maximilian Galactica. Hey, you still don't get it, do ya? I saw what I saw. It was Max's three-piece joke of a costume. Alright, let's say it together now. Silk hat, cloak, white roses. Thank you.
You should study up on your celebrities, Mr. Wright.
Fred, I'm getting shut down by a toy.
Probably have to go back to that statement and pick another question.
Around what time did the police arrive at the scene? I suppose there would have been around... Hey, what time was it?
Huh? I think it was, well, about 10:30, I think.
Practice ended by 10 p.m., so you hung around the lodging house the entire time?
I guess that sounds right.
Isn't it awfully cold? I can't believe you'd just stand outside in that weather.
Well, the truth is,
You just shut up, you big-nosed dope. Why are you trying to tell him anything extra? Why can't you just believe I stand outside in that weather? Well, maybe you were waiting for someone? What? Who said we were waiting for someone? Mr. Phoenix, Wright, we can all do without your offhanded theories.
There we go, there's the finger point.
This witness, he's cracking under pressure already.
I'm definitely onto something. Mr. Wright, who do you suppose the witness was waiting to call, for out in the cold? Yes, those words in that sentence.
I believe it would be Regina. Well, if he were waiting outside in the cold for one person... It always panics me when I still see the bar there, because I think I've got it wrong. And one person only. He was waiting for the animal tamer, Regina. What?
You're waiting outside for Regina to come back to the lodging house. Am I mistaken? Is this true? Well, you can't really ask me that question.
Who cares what I was waiting for that night? What's important is what I saw, and don't you forget it.
Well, Puppet may have be a bit stiff, but he's right.
What?
Seems that at this stage I have no reason to doubt this witness's testimony. There's clearly no conclusive contradictions.
He's right. Oh, well then. A brilliant judgment, Your Honor. Now let's move on with the testimony. Triller wouldn't happen to have an ulterior motive for incriminating Max, would he? Well, Max is part of a bitter love triangle with Regina. Which is probably why Max conked him over the head. Nick, wasn't Ben the one who got knocked over the head?
Yes, I think so. I don't know anymore.
Okay, so the clown's fine. Once we got to the lodging, I ditched him into the plaza. Let's have a look at the evidence again, huh? Need some way of disproving it was Max. By the plaza's entrance, someone do some thinking of course, especially had snow around, lodging's better idea. So it's not that one, I don't think. I think it's this one of these next two statements that we can get him on. You sure it was really Max Galactica? Of course I'm sure. How could you mistake someone wearing a snobby three-piece getup? He was the only one heading that way, how could that punk not be the killer? I feel like it could be... I feel like I want to say it's this, but I'm not sure. Only because it could be the fact that, yeah, Max's things are so iconic, but you can't prove... you can't, you know, prove it was him. All you can prove is that someone was wearing his clothes, if that makes sense. It could present people as well. He was the only one heading that way. Who else could that punk... How could that punk not be the killer? Well... Actually, this might be the statement I press on. Or present evidence on. Because if I can present people like this... Russell... We know Russell went there. The dude. No? Am I wrong? Your Honor, this statement contradicts the yeah, okay, there's the first mistake of the day. Yep. So it's not that. I thought it might be right.
for sure. I did pick Russell, didn't I, then? Hmm. I'm a bit stumped at the moment. You saw Max and only Max, right, Trillo? Yeah, that's right. Makes him the killer. It's the only one person right away that night. Makes sense. Max wants special character. There's more to this than meets the eye. Yeah, it was this. I forgot about the other questions, didn't I, you idiot? You only saw... Oh, I said there was no proof it was Max. Ben only saw Max. It's a bit strange, don't you think? Eh, what's strange? You only saw Max. Doesn't it seem like you should have seen someone else there as well? What? Where are you going with this, Mr. Wright? What else do you suppose the witness could have seen? Ah, okay, and Russell, because he's there. That's what I was trying to get across. That's the victim. Yeah, because that's what I was trying to get across. That's the obvious contradiction, that you only saw Max, but we know that the victim somehow ended up there, so you would have seen the victim. I refuse. I want my 2 points back for blatant thinking the right thing but doing it in the wrong order. If Triller was at the entrance to the plaza, he should have seen the ringmaster as well. Ah, obviously the ringmaster arrived at the scene of the crime before the witness could have seen him. Anyone with sense could have figured that one out. What are you talking about? The ringmaster and Max went together into the ringmaster's room. Is that, according to the defendant, a likely story? If Maximilian Galactica was supposed to be in the ringmaster's room, why was he just as the witness stated at the scene of the crime? I see. All right then. There's obviously a reason why this witness was there that night. He spent all that time waiting for Regina to arrive. Moreover, even if someone would have walked right in front of him, I doubt he would have paid them a second thought. Eh. That makes perfect sense. What did you say? Yeah, that'd be true. Half of these arguments are the arguments I come up with, but are 3 steps ahead of the actual game. So I get screwed over. What did you just say? The witness saw the defendant at the scene of the crime. Hi, Shoxy, by the way, I should say. However, he did not see the victim on the way to his eventual demise. If you accept that, then you must accept that there is a high likelihood that he could have missed someone else other than Max heading to the scene. Ow! There's absolutely no proof that the witness was waiting for the animal tamer. I guess you got me. Alright. I spilled the beans for real this time. It's true, I was waiting for Regina. Pain! Don't volunteer things. Mr. Quist? Really? Mr. Quist? Okay. Tell us the truth this whole time, and I mean the whole truth. Were you or were you not waiting for Regina at the entrance of the lodging house? I was. I was waiting to propose to her. You were what? Waiting to propose? What's the matter? You think you humans have a monopoly on marriage? He's got a point there, I guess. The matter of puppet marriage is not under review in this case. Yeah, gotta take that to the Supreme Court, which I think I don't know if they have it over in this game. I doubt they do. Oh well, technically they sort of have something very similar to a Supreme Court. Because if you ever play the Miles Edgeworth games, they do have like a panel of like prosecutors and judges and people, like a group of people who are like the up and ups.
So I guess they technically do have a Supreme Court in a way. Really? Someone married the Eiffel Tower? How? Right, okay, well, first of all, how do you marry the Eiffel Tower when it is the property of France? I'm assuming the Eiffel Tower is owned by the French government, or, the country itself. How do you get permission? So I'm assuming, the Eiffel Tower doesn't give consent. I don't know how you can marry an inanimate object. I can understand people having, relationships with inanimate objects. Bit weird, you know. I'm not one to judge that much, but, as long as it's not illegal, you do you. Anyway, get on to the technicalities of inanimate object marriage, and let's focus on the story. You're the judge. I mean, look at your horrible outfit. Or pain. Thanks to your bumbling, my perfect plan is not so perfect anymore. Now we have to waste time getting to the bottom of this silly proposal by a puppet. The heart wants what the heart wants, I guess. Even if it is made out of wood. Don't be so surprised I was gonna propose to Regina. I even had something to give her. Yeah, I bet he did. I kept it in my pocket, waiting for the chance to propose and give it to her. Well, some people can, I guess, can hang it on the sides. Of course, I had it in my pocket that night. To be fair, he is made out of wood. It could be detachable. It was a present for her. In the end, I wasn't able to give it to her, so I've still got it in my pocket.
You're going to propose to the puppet? Oh, as a puppet.
In 2007, Erica Labrie married the Eiffel Tower. Okay, I want to know, like, can you send me, like, the logistics on this? Because I want to read this up now. That is too mildly interesting for me to not get distracted. Because it's obvious. I'm just gonna be thinking about it the whole time we're playing through the rest of the stream today. And don't be so obtuse. Just because I'm a puppet doesn't mean I can't love.
I guess you're right. I mean, just because I'm old doesn't mean I can't propose to her too.
Jesus, no. No. Mm-mm. 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 We have laws, although technically, if this is sort of an amalgamation of Japan and America, I believe the age of consent in Japan is 13. So, we're crossing some boundaries. If this was over in America, I think you'd be going to jail right now. Because I don't think you can do that. Yeah, exactly. His honor's looking a little less than honorable. Yeah, exactly. Jesus Christ. In Germany, the age of consent's 14. Wait, I think I remember that from watching Archer. Something like that. I don't know. I don't know why I remember something like that. Anyway, I don't want to talk about the age of debating the age of consent. That's for moral issues and more not in people more serious than I. His honor's looking a little less than honorable right now.
Okay, Mr. Wright, please continue your cross-examination.
What's with that sigh at the end? While we're pressing, I'm gonna look up this woman who married the Eiffel Tower. And by also speaking. Multitasking, something I'm notoriously good at. By proposal, you mean marriage, correct? To Regina. Of course that's what I meant. What kind of stupid question's that? I wasn't going to propose that we become some sort of outlaw biker gang together. Right, Ben?
Yeah.
Yeah, got it? That's the truth. What was it exactly you planned on giving her? You know exactly what I was gonna give her, numbskull. It's about 9 hard inches of wood.
Oh, whoops, missed it. Oh well.
Answer the question. What was it?
You're gonna die when you hear it. It's an engagement ring.
Engagement.
Engagement ring? Wow, those two nearly fell out of their chairs. Wait, we have chairs here? We have comfortable chairs? Are we sitting down? Also, I was just doing some, like looking up images for thumbnails for later on in this series for YouTube and Rumble and stuff like that. And then I apparently Phoenix canonically is like, I think he's 5'9", which I was surprised because he does not look small. Like, oh well, not okay, 5'9", I don't know. To me, like, okay, come on, I'll come out. I'm around a similar height, and I see that as small because a lot of people I know are like 6 foot. You know, when I was younger, it's a stupid thing. When I was younger, in like, you know, in school, when you say what you want to be when you grow up, you know, people would put like ridiculous things like astronaut or spy. I said I wanted to grow up to be 6 foot, and this was about when I was like 6 or 7, and that was the one thing I wanted to be. As I was like, I want to be tall, because my family has like, it's very weird. We have a lot of like people who are around like are small, and then there's just like massive outliers where some of them are like 6 foot plus. So it's one of those, I was like, I just want to be tall. I was like, I want to be taller than my dad. Which, to be fair, I am, but it was it was just one of those of like, I want to be 6 foot when I was young, and I never got there, and I was unhappy. I was mortified. Anyway, enough about height. Wow, these two would nearly fell out of their chairs. How do we go from chairs to height? Me rambling, of course.
Mr. Phoenix Wright's joke has gone too far. Time for this to end right now.
Please do not whip me. Francisca's whip looks like it's about to lash out at almost anything. One hit from that thing will probably shut someone up for a long time. Pain equals bad, push on anyway. Hey, Phoenix, maybe you like a little pain. It may be something of a joke, but this is a historic moment for puppet marriage everywhere. First time a puppet has ever proposed to... Ow!
I'd advise you to cut this argument short.
Mr. Wright, we're not going to talk about puppet marriage here. I am very conservative on the opinion of puppet marriage. Oh, great! No! He's with us. Yes, he's open to the idea. He's willing to change the rules. I'm going to have to agree with the defense here. When did this game take place? I believe this game... Okay, if I remember correctly, Phoenix Wright is set around this time, as in now. Because when we go into the future games, they are just past where we are now. I think like in the 2030s. The late 2020s and the early 2030s. In the later games. So I'd imagine this is around now. Because Phoenix... there's a big gap between Apollo Justice and the third game in this series. Will the witness please revise their testimony, specifically about the engagement ring? I'd like to stick to the facts, not sociology. Yeah, you sure like sweating the details, especially for a man in a black bathrobe. Yeah, that is a thing, I guess. Do judges have, like... I know they wear the robe. I'm assuming they have clothes under it. But they must be boiling. You know, I don't know if court... I've never been to court. Hopefully I never will. The judges have, like... are the rooms, like, AC'd up? So that they're not boiling? So I know, like... Like, it's a bit different over in America to here, because our our courts are like we have they a lot more traditional with like they have the robes, they have the they have like they have a lot more like regalia and clothing. Like we have the wigs, we have the funny wigs that you have to wear in court. And over in America they're a bit more laid back. An engagement ring? Yeah. It's actually oh no, I forgot what voice I was doing. Oh great. It's actually shaped like stone cut from glass. Even more brilliant than the real thing. I think Regina's gonna love it. It's just a ring. What's the matter, Nick? Well, there's gotta be something I can catch him on. Just keep pressing. I think I found the statement to contradict, but we'll just press for the additional dialogue. Whose pocket was the ring in? Mine, of course. What a stupid question. You gotta be kidding me. You think Ben could pull something like that off? You have pockets? Alright, I'm not one to judge. I'm sorry, really. You don't have to apologize for that. He's the one who should be apologizing. Really? Of course I had it in my pocket that night. It was a present for her. So you went to the lodging house to give it to her? Oh, I bet he did. Yeah, that's right. I tried to give it to her during practice. So many times I lost count. Sorry. I am but a child. Meaning, you want to be the exhibitionist? Go for it. But that uppity snob kept getting in the way. Uppity snob? He couldn't be possibly talking about me, Maximilian Galactica. When I get a hold of him, I'm gonna saw his woodblock in half, and not with magic. Haha. Well, they always say that love creates rivalries. So what about this present? And last statement. So are you still thinking of trying to give it to Regina? Right now, I think you could tell. There might be an indentation in his pants. Yeah, of course I am. See, that's the thing. That's why you can't tell. That's why the thing that what you stand on in a courtroom. I've completely forgot. Well, it's called a stand. We'll call it a stand. That's why the stand cuts off at the midsection, so you can't see what's going on. I spent 3 months' salary on this thing, and I'm not gonna give up that easily. 3 months' salary? Isn't that the? What's the rule for buying a wedding a wedding ring? I can never remember. I wouldn't mind getting married. I'm just not religious, so I don't really, see the ultimate need in getting married. I'd do it if the person who I was with would be like, we have to get married. I'm like, all right. Well, I'm not really big on the issue, so I don't really know. I wonder how much he receives for appearing in the circus. Probably way more than he deserves. How about it, Nick? I think it's about time we unwrap this toy's testimony. That's the spirit, Nick. Give him. Really, Maya? We can't say the naughty word. We can't say the word that is heaven and the word we talk about. The judge has that dazed and confused look again. Maybe he should get out more. Yes, he should he should test his legal stuff on the laws of puppet marriage. Planned on giving it engagement ring to Regina. I just want to have a look at the wedding ring that we have in our possession. course I had it in my pocket. In the end, I wasn't able to give it to her, so I've still got it in my pocket. Well, since I have it in my pocket, that means I'm going to propose to Regina. No, wait a minute, that's not right. Should have had the ring on his finger. He should have been swirling it around on one of his fingers when he points that to, you know, flex. Trillo, do you mind if I show you something? What is it? What is it? What are you talking about? Really, in Germany, taxes are less than marriage? Well, I can understand that because what you're trying to do is you're trying to promote, you know, good habits. Like with, this is just from my perspective. I don't know. Um, the government's trying to promote people doing, you know, in good things because if you get married and you have children, you're more likely to, you know, have a stable household. Well, that's what I guess anyway. If you're going, if you know, I have no idea what that means in terms of tax classes. 'Cause oh, the tax code in any country gets up my ass. We'll not talk about taxes because I'll end up getting angry about about like how I've literally this was the thing when I turned 18 and I was looking at when I was getting paid and I was like, huh, I was looking at all the taxes I get paid they take out of your wage and I was like, I have a problem with some of these things because they don't make sense to me. I was like in terms of like income tax, like I was like because I asked I was with my dad and I was like, huh, okay, dad, yeah, okay, and what's on? Just it doesn't sound like this, and but okay, and let's just go with it. How do we? I was like, how does the government justify taking money away from me in income tax in terms of the fact of like I understand paying for, you know, here in Britain we have, you know, you pay taxes for, you know, you pay your taxes to keep the roads safe, you keep the taxes to over in here we have the National Health Service, which is socialized like healthcare. So I understand that. What I don't understand is like you have why is the government like? But I think that comes under. I think that but all that stuff I believe comes under national insurance and and other stuff like that. So what I don't get is why I'm like I look at it with income tax and go, at what point does okay, you make an agreement with a business to work for them? At what point does the government get involved in that agreement and say, yeah, some of that money you owe, that's mine? I don't know. I don't. And no one can give me a rational answer for it as of yet when I talk to my family members, and I don't tend to look up stuff like this because I'm not overly, you know, I feel like I'm not I don't try to be overly political, but I'm just thinking like I don't get a lot of the taxes or some taxes that people have in or why the government taxes people. Well, I know why the government taxes people. They want more money. They want more money from you. I don't understand how they can justify it, I guess. Again, we're going into some serious topics today. I didn't expect this. Anyway, looks like they're going to double team me now. Oh, Jesus Christ. If he's talking about giving it to Regina, you need to, you know, hook her up and prepare clench would be probably what I'd say. Do you recognize this ring? Hey, that's mine. Give it back. Thief. Didn't you just testify about this very object? I believe you said, in the end, I wasn't able to give it to her, so I still have got it in my pocket. Why then do I have it right here? Yeah. What is going on here?
That's Ben, say something.
Don't put me on the spot like this, Trillo.
I found this in Money's room.
Money's room? You mean a room that they put money in, like a bank vault?
Yeah, seriously, yeah, we've come from puppet marriage and dick jokes to talking out about taxes and women marrying at the Eiffel Tower. I don't know. It's a weird day. Here, that filthy monkey is gonna get what's coming to him.
Mr. Quist, I prefer you if you avoided slandering innocent fiats in my court.
Well, Your Honor, money is really a monkey in every sense of the word.
Oh, I see. Well then.
Yeah, the judge was gonna declare Trillo for a hate crime right there. Money likes to go after the shiniest things he can find and gather them up.
Shiny things?
Trillo, when was this ring stolen from you?
Well, I suppose it was, that time, you know, that night. The night of the crime.
What did you just say? Details. I need more details. I don't know why, that just reminds me of the Ratchet meme from the film Robots. It's like, upgrades, people, upgrades. That was one of my favorite childhood films growing up. Love a bit of Ewan McGregor.
Well, it was stolen right after Max showed up in the plaza.
Right about when you saw the defendant walk past, correct?
Well, I guess, might, be able to say that. The ring might have, might have been taken around that time.
Wait, he's here?
Wow. Ooh.
I guess the good thing I don't need to do is I don't need to make the monkey sounds. I don't need to embarrass myself further. Yeah, Ben, what's wrong with you? Oh, whatever. Yeah, it's nothing to do with anything, especially not with who committed the murder. It's not for you to decide what that has to do with. Or whatever Phoenix said. Now Trillo, back to the topic at hand. I haven't admitted to a thing. Not I, Mr. Trillo Quist. What did you do when the ring was taken, Trillo? You know exactly what I did. I chased after that ring-snatching monkey money. I can't believe I said that right without See, I can do that. I can screw my words up there, but when it comes to something that's actually a problem, I can nail it. But you weren't able to catch up with him, were you? It's all this slow, loafy fool called Ben's fault. While he was fumbling his way through the snow, that dumb monkey was able to get away.
That is indeed incredible shame.
Well, this does indeed prove one very important point. Prove an important point? What point could that be? Ben doesn't exercise enough. Yes, that is the that's the you know, you built up what we've been going for an hour. We've been going through testimony and everything and talking about tax codes to get to the point where Ben doesn't exercise enough. That is the contradiction that we have been looking for. Of course, it's Ben's testimony has a flaw, you idiot. Why even make that a choice? There is a huge contradiction in the witness's testimony. Contradiction? Oh, I love Phoenix when he gets like this. He puts the paper and starts slapping it like he knows what's up. The witness just testified to the following effect. Up until the police arrived, he didn't move from the entrance to the plaza. However, the witness stated he had just chased after Money the Monkey. When the witness was chasing Money, there was no one watching the plaza. What is the meaning of this, Phoenix Wright? Where are you going with this little theory of yours? I'm saying that there is no possible way that the witness saw the plaza the entire time. That's where I'm going with this little theory. Which leads me to my next point. It is entirely possible that someone other than the defendant was at the scene. Well then, tell me this, Mr. Phoenix Wright. You have any proof that something slipped past this vigilant ventriloquist?
I believe I do.
Well, he obviously didn't see the... Oh, sorry. He obviously didn't see the victim, the ringmaster, arrive on the scene. However, that doesn't change the fact that he saw the defendant arrive.
The witness is lying. He is blinded by his rivalry with Max.
Oh, bye, Shoxy, if you're gonna go. It was nice having you.
Well, the defendant's argument does hold water. This witness does have a history of animosity towards the defendant.
Wait, what? How dare you? I wouldn't lie just to get that dog face in trouble. He's not even worth it. I saw him, no doubt about it, that worthless liar.
Well, just for clarity's sake, let's flesh out exactly what you saw on that night.
I told you so many times, you'd think you'd know my story's not changing. You've already changed your story, stick boy. Wow. Nice burn there, Phoenix. And I'm sure it will change some more. Where there's one lie, there are usually more behind it. Exactly, Maya. That's why we have to keep after him. Yeah. I'll give you what... I'll give you that I was waiting that night for Regina. But that doesn't change the fact that I saw Max in the plaza that night. He showed up after I had been waiting there for about 5 minutes. I said good evening to him, but he didn't even acknowledge my presence. Absolutely sure it was him. I saw Maximilian Galactica at the scene. There's no way I can mistake someone wearing those 3 ridiculous symbols. So that means that money didn't show up until after you saw Max? Yeah, that's right. Money ran up less than a minute after I saw Max. And Money snatched the ring and you went chasing after him.
How long was it until you came back to where you were waiting?
Ah, nice drink. Well, let's see, I'd say about, 5 minutes, I think. So the victim could have arrived on the scene in that 5-minute stretch.
Mr. Wright, please proceed with your cross-examination.
Let's keep pressing. So you're only concerned with waiting for Regina that night. That means you probably wouldn't have noticed if someone else showed up. You should think about how many eyes I actually have. I got 4, you know. 4. F-O-U-R. Yep. I'm just remembering if I spelt that right. I've done that before where I've said a word out loud and misspelt, and when they've done it like this and misspelt it, I'm sure. Yeah, counting Ben, of course. There many eyes. Do you really think something would have slipped by me?
4 eyes, an awful lot of attention directed at one area, I suppose.
Ugh. The judge is even more dangerous to our case than Trillo. So you saw Max coming out of the big top that night? Yeah, of course I saw him coming. I saw him coming from. That's where I saw him coming from. I was staring at the entrance to the tent the entire time. I guess that makes sense, especially since he was waiting for Regina. Oh, what time would you say these events took place? Yeah, you're one of the dumbest people on the planet if you can't figure it out. You already know the practice finished promptly at 10 p.m. And you already know that I went to the lodging house right after practice. You don't need a brain surgeon to know around what time it was when I saw him. Yeah, just add 10 more minutes. Now, what time was it?
Indeed, what time was it? What time was it? Let me think of that for a second. Ow!
It was 10:10 p. It was 10 past 10 at night.
Ah, yes, that does sound about right.
Sounds about right, because that's the time I saw Max on the scene. I said good evening to him and he didn't even acknowledge my presence.
So you testified you said good evening to Max that night.
Onibaki on. You must enjoy asking incredibly obvious questions. You say good morning in the morning and say good afternoon during the day, right? It's obvious I'd say good night to someone at night. What, Ben? You got something to add? Let me guess. That's not it, Trillo. You say good evening at night.
I'm sorry, Trillo. Mr. Quizstar, I prefer you kept your ventriloquist act outside of the courtroom.
Impossible. A performer lives and breathes his performances. You should know better.
There's gotta be something wrong with this bit of testimony. Ben's half of the comedy act. Trillo's evening greeting. It's gotta... Isn't it a bit strange to you?
What do you mean?
Well, if you hate Max so much, why'd you bother being nice to him? Strikes me as somewhat strange.
And why would it strike you as strange? Exactly. How is it strange to be cordial to one of your co-workers?
Well, you know, you hit me with a whip, so... Well, it's simply just being cordial to a co-worker I would understand, but...
Ow! Maybe you should think of having some proof before your lips stop flapping next time. Proof is everything in this world. You should have learned that back in grade school.
There's no reason why Trillo would be cordial to Max. How do I go about proving with that evidence?
Bluffing is everything in this world, but I'm sure you already learned that one.
I guess I'd give it a shot. The witness will resume his testimony. You are 100% absolutely sure of what you just said.
I told you already, geez, I was 100% absolutely sure. There's no way that he could be any more confident than that, right?
Could be 110%. Those pretty ridiculous symbols, huh?
Out of curiosity, exactly how many times have you asked that question by now?
I believe 4, because I did it repeatedly.
Gonna ask again. I'll answer with a chorus. Everyone together now. Silk hat, cloak, white roses. Thank you very much.
Maya, you didn't have to join in, did you?
It's fun shouting out with everybody else. Has to be a hole in his testimony somewhere.
I agree, but do we have proof to make something stick?
All we can do is try, right, Nick? We gotta have something that'll prove useful.
Alright, time to go to work. Try that other statement that we were looking at. I hate to say it, but Ben's part of your little act's coming off a bit stale. Surely if a pro was to review your work... That was worth a shot.
You're not trying to pass yourself off as a professional performer, are you? Don't get wrapped up in yourself, Mr. Phoenix Wright. You should know better.
Ow!
That should have sent him straight. You may proceed with your testimony, witness.
I don't see a problem with this. In terms of
in terms of it. It must be. It's a true statement. Hmm. I wonder if it's because the only thing I can think of right now is if it's something like you show like the it's either you point towards the fact that you can't prove it's Max, and therefore he wouldn't respond to if it's Russell, he wouldn't have responded because he hit him, you know, and they're not against each other, or it will be something like it'd be like something like I didn't even acknowledge my presence. I think it's this because they're pushing me towards it, so I think the bottle is the right thing to go for, maybe, because it shows that they had an animosity towards each other. Woo! Thank you. Trillo, it's not true isn't it not true you had a fight with Max on the day of the murder? A fight? A fight over Regina, to be exact. It wasn't a big deal. It was just an argument, a disagreement at most. A disagreement doesn't usually end with someone getting clonked over the head. Eh. That morning, Ben got clobbered over the head by Max, didn't he?
What? Is that an admission of assault and battery?
Before we handle that, we should wrap up the defendant's murder charge first. The truth is that on the day of the crime, the defendant and witness had a huge fight. There's absolutely no way that they would have suddenly just become cordial that evening. Moreover, just consider the personality of the witness on the stand. There's no way a puppet this lewd would just up and say good evening to his rival. Wah! Are you saying this witness is lying? That he's trying to frame the defendant by claiming to have seen him at the crime scene? I didn't tell a single lie, honestly,
That's enough from you, Mr. Quist. Mr. Wright?
Yes, Your Honor?
Let's just clarify this testimony for the court.
Could you explain your theory about
who the witness actually saw that night?
He technically saw a different... The only rationale, if Max is telling the truth, it has to be a different person. It is my belief that the witness did indeed see someone on that night. It was just someone else. That's who he said good evening to. What kind of theory is that? The correct one. Furthermore, I don't believe the person the witness saw was Max at all. What? If he had truly met Max that night, there would be no greeting at all. Which means there is only one proper answer. The person the witness saw that night was not Maximilian Galactica. See what I mean? I've been pointing this out, and I'm working 3 steps ahead of the game. I'm thinking this has to be a different person, which means it probably is Russell Berry. That is why Trillo made the effort to greet whoever it was that he saw that evening. Or good evening, as he put it. What in the world? You...
Will the defense kindly explain who Trillo saw that evening?
I believe it's going to have to be Russell Berry. Considering the ill temper of this witness, there is only one person he would greet.
It must be Regina, right? She's cute.
Again, what, legal laws about, making, you were talking about marrying her a few seconds ago, so, wind your neck in, or something else needs to be wound in. But, no, Your Honor, it's not Regina.
If it was Regina, Trillo would have given her the engagement ring as a present. Oh, yeah, I suppose you've got a point there.
It was Russell Berry, the victim himself, was it not?
You are correct. I do believe it indeed was Russell Berry. The person you saw that evening was the victim, the ringmaster, Russell Berry. That's why you greeted him, Trillo. Isn't that correct? Answer the question, Mr. Quist.
Where? Ah.
Order. How do you respond to this?
Wait a second. Well, at first I thought it was the old man. But once I got a better look at him, it was obviously Maximilian Galactica.
Interesting. I think it's high time that we clear the air about this question. Mr. Quist obviously witnessed a single person in that area of the plaza that evening. The problem is identifying exactly who that person is. Was it Maximilian Galactica, or was it the ringmaster, one Mr. Russell Berry?
The prosecution argues that it was the defendant that the witness saw that night. The witness has clearly stated that he saw the defendant's free symbols.
Free symbols?
Alright, this is getting old. Come on, man, you gotta remember them by now. Here we go again, everyone. All together now. Yes, we know. Silk hat, cloak, and white roses.
Silk hat and a cloak. What? Anyone could wear them. They'd even look good on me.
What was that?
Well, the witness was had endlessly repeated that he saw Max's free symbols, correct? However, do we really know that it was Maximilian Galactica? Or could it have been someone else dressed up as him? Possibly even Russell Berry.
What?
Miss Von Garmo? Any clear evidence that the person that the witness saw was the defendant?
Well,
If that's the case, then it is impossible for me to make a judgment at this point. Booyah. I think I finally won a point at this one.
That is very unfortunate.
Huh?
You're just a little too excited for your own good, Mr. Phoenix Wright.
What do you mean by that?
You merely established one thing from this witness. You established that this witness saw one person in the plaza that night. I applaud you on your effort, but who that person was can only be answered by the next witness.
What? Come again?
Your Honor, the prosecution will provide beyond a shadow of a doubt an answer to that question, and establish that clearly, and that question and evidence that clearly establishes one thing: there is no other person than Maximilian Galactica responsible for this crime.
Very well. I suppose the court will take a 10-minute recess. During that time, I request the prosecution prepare their next witness. Court is now adjourned. Or in recess, sorry. Adjourned means we're done. Or we're not done. Okay, we made progress. I don't mind save scumming. I want to see how far I can get without save scumming. Because if you have to go through the whole thing again, you're wasting... Because you're going through a whole bunch of dialogue, all you're doing is wasting your own time. Especially when streaming. Sweetie, you have to believe me, I didn't go anywhere near that crime scene.
So then where did you go when the murder took place?
We talked about it yesterday, remember? I was in the ringmaster's room. And while you were there, the ringmaster who left the room, right? Exactly. He told me to wait in the room because he would be right back.
That's when the ringmaster headed to the scene of the crime, right?
That's what it seems like.
The ringmaster must have been wearing Max's clothes, right?
Oh, sweetie, I just remembered. I went straight to the ringmaster's room still dressed in my stage clothes. But when I got there, I went ahead and took the costume off.
Which means...
Means the ringmaster could have taken his costume and went out looking like Max. Fabulous, that's a fabulously possibility.
Well done, Nick.
However, sweetie, why would the ringmaster want to dress up like me? Isn't that a bit strange? You think about it at all. If you think about it, all they found at the scene of the crime was my silk hat. What about my cloak? Where did that go?
Double, Wow, Max, I never thought of it like that. You should be a detective or something.
Well, I never was quite sure what I wanted to be when I grew up. Magician or president? You have no idea how hard it was to make a decision.
That's really cool.
Fabulous? This mystery keeps getting deeper. Well then, back in court. Now that everyone is back in court, let's get started. The court is back in session for the... something. Ms. Von Karma, please proceed with the prosecution's case.
Very well. I call my next witness. A pitiful clown with the unfortunate distinction of having seen the entire thing. Will Mr. Lawrence Curls please take the stand?
Why did she have to call him a pitiful clown? I can't remember what voice I gave him. I could do like the goofy voice. I think that's what I originally tried to give him. Then change because my voice was knackered.
The witness will state his name and occupation for the court record.
The tears of a clown, ladies and gentlemen. Oh. Did he just... Someone go back. Did he just, like, basically paraphrase, the Fresh Prince? I didn't see it very quickly, but I just... The quote I wanted to see.
Name and occupation.
Will the witness please inform the court as why he's speaking autobiographical gibberish? I have to get into the goofy voice. I'm sorry. I'm just not used to being in court. I never been in a courtroom in my life. I wasn't quite sure what joke is best suited to this sort of occasion. What in the world are you talking about? You're in a grand hall of justice, not some comedy club. Since it's easy to see your occupation, please state your name for the court. Oh yeah. Maybe this joke is okay. Mom, do I have to wear pants? The sign only says no shoes, no shirt, no shoes, no service. Okay, how about this? Have you ever seen my proctologist, Dr. Seymour Butts? How about that one? Yeah, he's definitely quoting Fresh Prince, the theme song.
Your name.
Lawrence Curls, professional funny man, also known as Mo the Clown.
You witnessed the scene around 10:15 the day of the murder? Correct?
Yeah, yes it is. Very well, Mr. Curls. Will you please testify as to what you saw this evening? Without the humor, please. Okay.
Aw, poor Mo can't be his normal stoogey self in court. I think that's a good thing for us, Maya. Shut up. Anyway, on with the testimony. Gosh. I know. I'm not the greatest comedian in the world. I have been able to make people laugh in 10 years. No matter what I say, all I get in return is a vacant stare and polite applause. Since no one ever laughs at my jokes, I've taken to laughing at them myself. It's a bad habit, but hey, at least I'm trying. Imagine my predicament. I'm a clown who can't make people laugh. I'm almost useless. I keep trying. I even tried to come up with jokes for today. This atmosphere is nerve-wracking. I decided to try to make everyone laugh. Seriously, everyone, what do you think of me? How am I doing? And as usual, pure silence. Aren't we the ones who were supposed to be asking the questions here? Witness? Huh? We will listen to your call for help after the court proceedings. Just stick to the facts of the case. Really? You'll really hear me out? Well, I'll make sure that one of my staff will be your straight man later. Thank you. I can't wait. Poor Gumshoe. Now that that's settled, shall we begin once again with the testimony? Of course we can. For as long as I'll talk as long as you want. I can get the right words out, that is. The night of the murder, after practice was over, I went back to my room. You have no idea how tired I was that night. I was pooped. Thought I'd go straight to sleep, but before I did, I glanced out the window. That's when I saw two silhouettes. They were a bit far away though. It was the ringmaster. He was with Max, who was wearing his cloak. I kept watching him, and all of a sudden, Max clogged the ringmaster over the head. That's very interesting. As if these eyewitness accounts is to be believed, I have enough to pass judgment right now. Of course you can. There is no way this account can be criticized. However, the witness is a bit, how do you say, off-kilter. Almost like he has some sort of atmosphere of guilt surrounding him. I'm sorry, what voice I give him? That must be because of my insincere smile. Mr. Wright, please begin the defense's cross-examination. Yes, Your Honor. Nick, you gotta find some kind of contradiction in his testimony. I know that. Mr. Wright? Yes, Your Honor? I'm afraid if you push this witness too far, will bring disaster upon the court. Thus, I sincerely hope you're not going to engage in pointless saber rattling. I understand, Your Honor. If you cause this clown to stray from the facts, I'll hold you responsible. Why am I responsible? I'm not the one who does the corny jokes. Okay, let's start pressing. You say that practice wrapped up around 10 p.m., correct? See, that's the thing. Huh? How exactly am I supposed to make a joke about 10 p.m.? Oh, 8 o'clock? That's something a clown can riff off of. Let's pretend it was 8 o'clock. And that's a great joke. Let's not, because I don't want to get whipped. Let's not make it 8 p.m. Alright, Mo?
What do you mean, let's not? Don't take the clown out of the clowning around.
Come on, Nick, just listen to his joke. There are 3 reasons why I don't want to. 1, I probably won't laugh. 2, I'll get hit with a penalty. 3, I will get whipped. Will the witness just proceed with his factual testimony? You're so boring. No, I just fear for my face, because I'm handsome and want to keep it that way. You were pooped that night?
Yeah, I was very tired, not to mention I had some bad Mexican food.
What?
The double cheese, double bean enchilada is a dangerous menu item. Happened after that, they say, happens. That one was cool, huh? I hear that kids really love toilet humor these days.
Nah, man, we're into dick jokes and other childishness. Although I will admit, I am a sucker for toilet humor. Still a child in moments. That joke was so hip, I don't want to ruin it with a reply.
I've got a good reply, though. That joke was so funny it earned you a penalty.
I want to go straight to sleep. Oh, I'm down my napkin. I didn't realize. I thought I was just going to get whipped. I didn't think I'd get penaltied. Or penalized. It's probably the actual word for it. You just happened to glance out the window.
You could say that. You could say I peeked, stared, glimpsed, peeped, eyeballed. Mr. Curls. Oh, I guess synonyms aren't allowed either.
What should I do? I wonder if I should press him further on this issue. Keep pressing. Exactly why did you look out of the window that night?
Why? Why? Clowns don't need a reason to look out their windows, do they?
No, but people do. That's not what I meant. I meant that, well, when we spoke yesterday.
Once I took myself into bed, I heard this amazingly loud noise. It was incredibly loud. It sounded like a giant thump. Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
You forgot?
Your Honor, the witness looked out of his window upon hearing a loud noise.
He did not simply glance out of his window that night.
Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot to mention that thump, didn't I?
That's not something you just forget to mention. Yeah, what she said. I believe it would be best if Mo were to revise his testimony.
Hmm. Very well, Mr. Curls. Please revise your testimony.
We should start turning the tables in our favor. Okay, let's press that. What was the sound like?
Well, I guess it was kind of sounded like a... Well, I guess you could say... Mr. Curls, may the court remind you that humor is unnecessary. Oh, how would you know I was gonna make a joke? I
guess the sound sounded like a... Suppose it sounded like someone getting hit with something very hard. Yep, that's what it sounded like, honestly.
Someone getting hit, huh?
Sorry, when you read that out sometimes for the first time, I don't want to... It's one of those when you're trying to get ahead of the text. No, well, not get ahead of the text, but keep the conversation going. When you read a sentence, sometimes they blend together. What then? You went to look out the window and you saw... Far away, you say? If you were to say exactly, how far away were they?
Let me think about it for a second. My room is here. And they looked about yay big, and I'd say about 30 feet from my window.
Just 30 feet, that's not far at all.
It was snowing that night, and it would cut down on visibility. I see. Please continue your testimony regarding what you saw. What two shadows, you idiot? What did you see?
You say you clearly saw this, even though you were, by your own admission, far away?
That's right. I've been thinking over it since last night. Things didn't really make sense until I spoke up with Prosecutor Ms. Von Karma. Now I'm 100% certain it was Max and the Ringmaster that I saw that night. Just think about it. How could I be wrong if Max is always wearing his uppity symbols?
Uppity symbols?
Lawyers nowadays, do you even have to go to school anymore to be one? Alright, everyone. No, everyone knows what to do. All together now. Say it with Uncle Mo. See what I mean? I'm always like this. Crowd never wants to go along with me. Must really be an utterly and completely worthless clown. Yowza!
Enough foolishness, get back on track.
Will the witness please testify as to what he saw and only what he saw?
Okay, keep watching them and... Okay, press that. You say you saw the Ringmaster get clonked on the head.
Yes, I did. It was the climax of my story.
He really does enjoy the complete random non sequitur. What would you say the victim was struck with?
You mean the weapon? I have no idea. The weapon wasn't found at the murder scene, right?
That's not what I meant. You did say you saw everything, correct?
Well, I suppose I did. I guess I did see a weapon. Heh.
Mo, did you or did you not at the crime scene? Did you or did you not see the crime of murder committed that night? Objection! I will not permit you to harass my witness in this manner. You had better have an excellent reason for attacking this poor clown. If you don't, you know what is waiting for you. A nice penalty. Oh, this is a bit melodramatic. So what will it be then, Mr. Phoenix Wright? Do you have any clear basis to prove that my witness did not see the crime? Do I with the evidence? Let's have a relook. Do I have evidence? Well, he didn't see the box, did he? So maybe it's the box. Hmm. Yes. I've got a great reason to make my claim. I suppose you'll be telling us about the great reason? Of course I will. The reason is the witness's very own testimony. Okay, I guess I looked out there a little bit. I just thought there couldn't be a way. If he says no, I'm going to get punished. I may as well just sit bluff and say I do.
What is the meaning of that, Mr. Wright?
Mo said that he heard a sound like a thump of someone getting hit.
He did say that.
However, Mo just stayed following under oath. Didn't see the murder weapon.
I kept watching them, and all of a sudden, Max clanged the Ringmaster over the head.
If Mo is to be believed, then when he says he looked out the window upon hearing a sound, there would be no way he could have seen Max clonk anybody. I don't know what he's quoting though when he said in 1972. Please tell me if you know. First couple statements when he rushed was, I'm sure, the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Mr. Curls, how do you respond to Mr. Wright's assessment? They didn't commit. These clowns were promptly escaped from a maximum security clown car. Mr. Curls, you were citing the C team to anger this...
Oh, he's talking about the A team?
To anger this court? No, I'm just stalling for time while I jog my memory.
Great job, Nick.
These types of witnesses always seem to have a selective memory. You just have to peel back the layers of the clown to find the truth. Or clown makeup to find the truth. Well, you're back from your jog? Well, it's pretty much what happened the way I said.
Pretty much? I don't like the word pretty much.
When I looked out the window at that night, the ringmaster was already face down in the snow. The prosecution helped me fill in the gaps in my statement.
Von Karma. Tampering with witnesses again.
So you now are saying that you did not see the defendant clonk the ringmaster? Yeah.
Well, is it? I don't know. I don't know if witness tampering is a thing, because aren't you supposed to? Isn't the prosecution meant to prepare the witness? Like, the prosecution prepares their witnesses, and the defense prepares their own witnesses. I know in this case, it's rare that we see the defense attorney actually present a witness. Like we do. Usually it's on the when we're on the back foot and we need to present someone who we think is the murderer in the Phoenix Wright games. But in real life, I'm sure that both prosecution and law and attorneys can prepare witnesses beforehand.
Yeah. When I looked out my window, the ringmaster had already checked out. Checked out? Yep, he was on a permanent vacation, as they say. Huh? Mr. Curls. Yes, Your Honor? You did not witness the actual crime, however, you still say you saw the criminal, correct? Yeah, exactly. Ringmaster was slumped over and I saw someone's silhouette next to him. Very well, then please testify to the silhouette you saw. I expect the truth. If I even catch a hint of a joke from you, I will put you in a holding cell until you learn court etiquette. Got it? Got it. It was a bit far away, but that shadow could only have belonged to Max. There's no doubting it, especially since I saw his uppity symbols. The silk hat, that black cloak, they were all there. His face was silhouetted, but there was no doubt that it was him. His cloak fluttered in the wind, so I really couldn't see what he was carrying.
Huh.
It does seem as if the defendant was at the scene of the crime.
Took the clown long enough to get his facts straight. But whatever. This should finally be enough, yes?
It is decisive testimony.
Was Max really at the scene of the crime that night? He said he wasn't there. We have to believe in that.
All right, Mr. Wright, commence your cross-examination.
I want a beard like the judge. Just a thick beard that I can scratch and stroke. I'm like I do a lot of what Phoenix does when I think, you know, with the two fingers, scratching the chin. I always use my thumb. I don't know. I'm one of those where I need to be constantly doing something.
It was a bit far away. Oh yeah, we've already pressed these. Just keep pressing.
Do you think that you were going a little bit overboard with how explicit you're being? Shadow belonged to Max. It's an awfully firm statement, don't you think?
What are you getting at?
I'm saying that one of your fellow performers' lives are on the line here.
Yeah, performer's life is on the line here. Better. Are you truly 100% absolutely certain that it was Max? The kind of person who would lie about something as serious as that? The silhouette I saw was Max. I'm convinced of it. Doesn't seem like he's jumping to any conclusions this time. Let's go over this again. What makes you so sure that it was Max? Trillo said the same thing. If it was just the symbols, then even I could have been wearing them. What if someone else had taken Max's symbols and worn them? I thought of that myself. I was just looking at the shape of the face I saw. It must have been Max. You're sure of that?
Such a silly little boy. He threw his entire case headlong into a trap.
His silk hat, that black cloak, they're all there. Black cloak? You're sure that is what you saw that night? Exactly what I said I saw is exactly what I saw. I got eyes like a hawk. Don't birds have terrible night vision? I don't know, actually. I assume owls have great night vision because they hunt at night? That's not all I saw. Face was silhouetted, but there was no doubt it was him.
You were able to see that kind of detail from your window? There was a light near the scene of the crime. Anyone with decent eyesight could have been able to see that much.
Out of curiosity, Mo, what's your eyesight like? I can see like a hawk out of my left eye and an eagle out of my right. Our records say his eyesight is perfect 2020. Oh, sorry.
Our records say his eyesight is perfect 2020.
Must mean he could have seen the crime scene clearly. That's the one thing I'd hope to... I mean, I don't mind wearing glasses, but all my family members, a lot of them, wear glasses, so I'm hoping I can keep my eyes. That's why I wear these, like, blue filter glasses, blue light filter glasses when I'm getting eye strain. But even on stream, you don't notice it, because obviously I don't have a camera. But sometimes I just put them on because, so I can see better, or see without my eyes becoming terribly strained. The more we look into this matter, the more suspicious it becomes. Hey, you asked what my eyesight was like, not what it actually was. So you didn't actually see what the criminal was holding? That's correct. I've been curious to know what caused that loud noise. Must have been something incredibly hard. Too bad they haven't found the murder weapons and over sure.
They claim it was a blunt object, at least it says so in the autopsy report.
Trillo's testimony and now Mo's.
It really seems like Max is the killer. Hey Nick, we gotta find a contradiction in this. It's not gonna be enough. What?
You have to prove that Mo saw someone other than Max that night. That's the only thing that will help. I've got to do it. It's more the black cloak I have a problem with, because does he have a black cloak? I thought his cloak's purple. Silhouetted, there was no doubt it was him. Cloak was fluttering in the wind, so I couldn't see what he was carrying. It could be... It's either the box, or it's like this with the cape, which I think is more likely.
because... It's because he says the black cloak, and I don't believe he has a black cloak. Because if we look at the picture, it's clearly purple. And if the silk hat's purple and this is purple, so I think I'm going to go for this. Sounds good. You saw all of Max's uppity symbols? Oh, wait, no, okay, maybe... I might have looked out here, actually. Yeah, there's no roses, is there, as well? He didn't talk about roses in his testimony.
I suppose so. The silk hat and the cloak, right?
Mo, everyone knows that the Maximilian Galactica has 3 uppity symbols.
3 symbols?
Yay! Everyone get ready, all together now. Silk hat, cloak, white roses. What the? Who cares if he knew that they were free or not? He saw what he saw and he saw the symbols, he just forgot to mention one. I don't think he did. Isn't that right, Mo? You ain't talking about that pie? Silence, fool. You are to respond with the whole truth, no fractions.
Order, order.
Table slam, love this. Oh, he means business now. Mo, you didn't see the roses, did you?
To be honest, there weren't any roses on the person I saw.
The crime scene was dark. It was obvious it was too dark to see that kind of detail.
Objection, you said yourself that there was a light there, you idiot.
But the witness said he was able to see the silhouette of the criminal's face. Not to mention that the roses are white. There's no way you could have missed them. Oh, she looks cute when she's like that. When they do a detailed shot of her face with the eyes. Then the roses must have fallen off the defendant when the defendant assaulted the victim. If that was the case, then the police would have found them near the crime scene.
Mr. Wright, are these white roses truly material to the facts of the case?
Clearly not. He is just toying with the court. I got her on the ropes now. These seemingly insignificant facts have never failed to lead me to the truth yet. Someone is toying with the court, but it ain't me. Your Honor, do you recall Trillo's testimony? There's no way I could mistake someone wearing these 3 ridiculous symbols. How could you mistake someone with that crazy getup and his nose stuck up so high? How could you mistake someone for wearing such a snobby 3-piece getup? Trillo saw them all. Trillo saw all of Max's symbols. However, this witness claims there were no white roses on the person he saw. There's absolutely no doubt that there is a contradiction.
Now what am I supposed to think? One is supposed to disregard the pointless, but this?
Judge, forget the roses. Think about his earlier testimony. The witness has stated without a doubt he saw Maximilian Galactica. Nothing else matters. Let's wrap this case up now. Oh, I don't think so. Your Honor, it may be trivial, but it does cast doubt on the prosecution's case.
Frankly, I have my doubts about this witness. Seems that unlike wine, the witness has not grown more mature with age. I'm not mature. I've come to a conclusion. I'm 99% certain that this witness saw the defendant. However, my remaining 1% of doubt is quite reasonable, which means that for my peace of mind, I'm going to request a bit more testimony.
What?
If there are no contradictions in this next statement, I'm prepared to issue a ruling.
Ruling? Nick, this is your last chance. Give me a moment. 1 second. There's no doubt in my mind. There were no white roses that night.
However, all the other symbols were there, and I'm equally sure of that. Especially the silk hat. There's no way I could forget seeing the decoration on it. He was wearing it the entire time that he was on the scene.
Oh, bother. We appear to be in big doo-doo now.
Mr. Wright, you've got one last chance at this.
Just one chance?
Sorry, just getting comfortable. I will not allow even the slightest hint of badgering against this witness.
Okay, that sounds bad.
You are going to prove...
Sorry, I had something in my throat.
You're going to prove to me there's a contradiction with Mr. Curls' statement.
Oh. Again, B button.
You better have at least a shred of evidence to back up your accusations.
Oh, bugger. Well, I've only got one shot at this, so I've got to be careful. Again, B button. I understand, Your Honor. One chance is all I need. Well, he's taken the gamble. I respect it. I respect the ballsiness. Okay, let's see if I can... So no pressing? Nothing of the sort.
There's no doubt in my mind there were no white roses that night. All of a sudden, symbols were there, I'm equally sure of that. Especially the silk hat, there's no way I could forget seeing the decorations on it.
Found at the crime scene, so it was... No, the crime scene.
He was wearing it the entire time he was on the scene.
Hmm. Hmm. I mean, there's only one decoration on it, to be fair, so maybe it's that. That's the only thing I can think of. So it's definitely the silk hat, I think. It's just which statement. And I don't want to get punished. Try this one. Nope. Swing and a miss. So is it this statement instead? There we go, okay. Technically I was right. Oh, whoops-a-daisy. Sorry, skipped over there.
That's it, that's the hat he was wearing on that night.
No question in your mind.
Exactly how would one make a mistake a thing like that? How would make one mistake a thing like that?
How would one mistake a thing like that? I see.
Is there some sort of problem, Mr. Wright?
Miss Von Karma? What exactly was the silk hat? Where was the silk hat found? You must always ask these questions. It was found at the crime scene. The crime scene? That means... Yeah, he did lose it. I knew I was onto something. Just didn't know what. The crime scene hat fell off at the silk hat fell off at the crime scene. However, the witness clearly testified to the contrary. The witness stated that he was wearing it the entire time he was on the scene.
No, that's not true. Order. Mr. Curls.
Yes, Your Honor?
What is the meaning of all this? You're old enough to know better than to behave like this in my court.
It's not right. That's not right. That's just harsh.
What's not right here is your testimony, is your eyesight and your memory, amongst other things.
Yeah. Oh, I got that wrong then. I got it perfectly right.
Why are you being so mean to me? What did I do? Let me guess, you didn't like my jokes or something, right? You didn't have to go to insult my eyesight or memory. They're both great. Seriously, why just because... Oh, okay, okay, cool. Well, no matter how old I get, I'll always be younger than you. Wah. Enough of these childish outbursts, Mr. Krabs. Who do you think you are? Hey, I saw him. I swear I saw him. It was Max. Even if he didn't have the roses, he was still wearing that dumb silk hat. Tell him the truth. He's turned into a bratty little kid. It's pitiful, isn't it? You left the scene wearing that dumb silk hat. He was wearing there. He left the scene? What's the matter, Nick? There's something I've been mulling over for a while now. Mo. What do you want? You just said that he left the scene he left the scene. Exactly how did the murderer leave the scene of the crime? I've already said he flew. What? I mean, he went. What do you mean, how did he leave the scene? Can't ask me that.
Objection!
Mr. Phoenix Wright is badgering the witness, Your Honor.
Objection!
Point finger? No, table slam. And point finger. Ooh, he means business. This witness's testimony is so full of holes, Miss Von Karma's protest is useless. You've got a point. Get pwned, Von Karma. Let's hear what the witness has to say on this matter. It's all right with you, little guy? Don't talk to me like I'm a little baby. Besides, what kind of stupid question is how did he leave the crime scene? The answer's obvious. He just turned around and walked away. That's what I expected you to say. You sure that's how it happened? Say what? I'm not sure I know exactly what's going on with this. Lawyers nowadays sure do love the top on the smallest things. Well, but approve his story. Probably the crime photo is the easiest one because it shows it's only his footsteps. Yeah, bingo. Look at this picture. The problem is the footprints in the snow. Footprints? In this photo, we can clearly see the footprints of the victim. However, where are the footprints of the criminal? They aren't there. Aye, aye, aye. So, Mo, exactly how did the criminal escape the scene? Your Honor, this witness has already proven that his testimony is completely unreliable. I move to strike all of this witness's testimony from the court record. I agree. This clown's testimony is as rickety as the clown car he came into court in. Hey, just wait a second. You guys can't ignore everything I've said. Fine, I'll tell you the truth this time.
You wait a second. I think you've said more than enough for today.
Oh, that didn't hurt. I'm sick and tired of listening to you anyways. I'll give you the real deal this time, I swear.
I don't know why, but I get the feeling that things are gonna get way worse before they get better.
Mr. Lawrence Coles. Yeah? The testimony you provided up until now has been false. It hasn't been false, I haven't lied, it's just... It's just what? I was a bit confused on the bit about the criminal leaving the scene. Especially since Von Karma and her whip told me not to talk about what I really saw.
Twice now, Judge, she's done this.
Order, order. I will have order. Franziska Von Karma, how could you?
Your Honor, if you had heard the truth from this witness, you would have exactly the same opinion as I have.
What opinion is that?
It's not funny.
That's enough out of you. I'm going to listen to what he has to say. Now then, let's hear the truth of what you saw, Mr. Coles.
You're gonna believe this, but it's all true, I tell you. And you're not gonna believe it, but you say it's all true. Try not to waste your time with your idiotic drivel. Now it's time for my next segment, Mo Knows. Everything I've said up till now has been the truth. When I looked out of the window, the ringmaster was down and Max was standing above him. He wasn't even wearing his white roses, but he was still wearing his silk hat. That's when I saw... He flew. That is the truth. This is the truth. Now get ready for it. He flew. He jumped and flew through the air. He flew right off and disappeared into darkness. That's why there's no footprints. Flying people don't leave footprints. Well, he can fly. I told you it wasn't funny. Do you believe me now?
Well, that was, how do you put this into words?
Maximilian Galactica is a world-class magician. But to leave the scene of a crime by flying, there's no way that actually happened.
You're right.
Why is she right? You believed all the other witnesses. Why didn't you believe me? Especially since it's the best part of the story.
To be honest, this is the first time I've heard of a flying criminal. What do you think about this witness's testimony, Mr. Wright?
Well, I've got to say I believe he's telling the truth, don't I? He gives me an out of some sort. Because if it can't be all a dream, it can't be his eyes were playing tricks. What he just said was so strange, I don't think he would have made it up.
Which means you think he's telling the truth?
That's what I think. Nick, wait. That means that Max actually used magic. Max, you're right. Ow! Only a foolishly looking fool could be fooled by such a foolish fool's foolish dream. Now, don't be ridiculous. Magic does not exist.
I suppose I will let you all in on my thinking regarding this matter. The criminal disappeared into the sky. I'd love to believe that. I just can't wrap my head around how that could actually happen.
You imbecile. Imbecile.
If you disregard a need for proof, Miss Von Karma's case is sound. However, I've got a feeling that this case is in dire need of more investigation. Thus, I will conclude today's proceedings at this point. It's an undisputed fact that the criminal left for no footprints on the scene of the crime. Tomorrow, I want us to find out the reason behind these mysteries. I believe that's enough for today. Court is adjourned. I've made no one happy and 2 people angry. I believe my job is done. Smash.
Hey, sweeties, what in the world is going on? That's what I want to know. They say the criminal flew into the air and disappeared? Max, I can't believe I'm asking this, but you didn't fly that night, did you? I know you didn't mean to ask me such a fabulously stupid question. I can't fly whenever I please. It's not that easy. But it looks so effortless for you on stage. It's not that simple. I'm not actually flying on stage. I use invisible wires and have them hoist me through the air. Wow, you just told me the secret to your magic. No, I broke the first rule, the cardinal rule, the only rule. I'm sorry, Max. We made you break a magician's creed to never reveal the secret behind their tricks. Nick, what do we do now? All we can do is hope we find the flying criminal in court tomorrow. Great idea. Let's do our best and catch this sucker. And with that, I think we're going to leave it for today. So we'll save. And then we'll end it for today. Yeah, I think we did well with her. We made a few mistakes, but hey, we didn't have to, restart and literally go for every piece of evidence, this is the reason I have so many loads here is because I used to do that. So I used to save after every piece of evidence because oh, actually no, they're from different pieces of the trial. I guess I just saved them all. I know with the last bit on number 3, I used to do it. I used to go for every piece of evidence because I remember the just not being able to get it's in the third game. I don't remember just not being able to get one thing or wrap my head around one piece of evidence. So I had to basically just go this evidence, this evidence, this evidence, this evidence, this evidence, and it took me ages to figure out. But anyway, for now, I believe we're done for today. Well, we're not done for today actually. People on Twitch, after a break, we're going to play some Batman Arkham City. But for you people on YouTube and Rumble, all this was streamed live from Twitch. If you ever want to interact with me or watch live, like people have been doing today, you are more than welcome to. There should be a link in the description of every video that I do to the Twitch channel, as well as any other platform you wish to watch me on. I'd like to thank you guys for watching one final time, and bye bye.